Good morning, everybody. My name is Kyle Harmony. I'm the program director for an organization called Startup Summer. Startup Summer has been extremely successful in the past. It started in Boulder in 2012, went into Denver, and now finally, I am proud to announce that Startup Summer is going to be here in Colorado Springs for 2015. So I want to show you a quick video of the interns in the program that have done the program and what they have to say about it.
Startup Summer may have just been the best experience of my life.
I learned so much that I would never in a million years learn in a classroom.
Now I was sitting right next to the founder of the company and talking to him on a daily basis.
The guys that ran the program were outstanding. They dedicated their personal time to helping us develop our ideas.
The idea of doing Startup Summer was that we thought internships for college students working with an entrepreneurial company changed their lives, just like doing an internship in Washington with our base can change people's lives.
It provides access to the type of people as well as a sophistication of ideas about how to build businesses that you're just not going to get until 5-10 years down the road.
They're not putting together a false curriculum of how to run a company. They're literally putting the students side by side with people that have been there, done that, so you can learn all of the unique things that go into starting a company.
And to compress that in the course of a couple months of the summer is just a remarkable opportunity.
So that's really great, right? Everybody had some awesome things to say about the program. So let me tell you a little bit about the program. It's a 10-week program that offers interns a full-time paid position for those 10 weeks with a startup company in Colorado Springs, Boulder, and Denver. So these students are going to be working with some of the hottest startups. They're going to get hand-to-hand work with the CEOs and founding members of these startup companies. We're going to put them through a seminar series, which is taught by entrepreneurs in the community. And the seminar series is based off of the curriculum that we designed. And also there's going to be weekly social events just for everybody to come together and talk about what they've been doing and what they have accomplished. At the end of the program, our interns will pitch their ideas, what they've done and what they've been putting together, and they're going to pitch their ideas to the CEOs and founders of the companies for cash prizes and potential mentorship. We require our applicants to at least be going to a 4-year university. We look for them to be juniors, seniors, but that's not really essentially required. And in the study of business, engineering, and computer science. Also not a requirement, but it would help through the program. And then we also need a letter of reference, which is super important because it's a very competitive program. The letter of reference is going to give us the understanding that they're a good applicant for the program. And then also a 1-minute video of them saying why they're going to be good. And then obviously we need passionate interns that have a business idea that they can bring to the table to complete the program. So the curriculum. We're going to start it off with a kickoff and get them acclimated, get them into the program, kind of let them know what they're going to do. And then we're going to take them through the seminar series. We're going to teach them the lean startup methods, design-centered thinking, law through startups, market research, business model generation, ops, scaling, product development, company culture, selling, how to pitch, how to fail, how to fund, and more importantly, how to succeed. This list was designed by the program directors from the previous years, and it's been a list that's been put together and worked through to make sure that we give these interns the best curriculum that we have. So these are the companies that have agreed to take interns for the summer, which is awesome. We're super fortunate to have Fat Bite, Spew Sport, Flex Coach, Get Outfitted, Picture Booth. These companies are all hot startups in the Colorado Springs area, and then we also have more companies in Denver and Boulder that are going to be applying. So I'd like to take the time, these are our sponsors that we've put together and we have at the moment. We're so fortunate to have the sponsors at the moment, because without the sponsors, we would not have an organization. So I'd like to take the time to thank AMG National Bank, Zayo Group, Baker Health Center, Biggs Copper, Pikes Peak National Bank, Envision, Fuse Sport, Miller Investments, and of course, Calm Foundation. Thank you, Lisa, for that. We really appreciate it. And so, I wouldn't be speaking in front of you guys today if we had everything figured out. We do need your help. If you're a local business in the area that's a startup company that's looking to pay interns, we need you. If you want to sponsor, we could always use sponsors. We need you. And if you're looking to speak on behalf of your success or failures in entrepreneurship based off of our curriculum, we need you. And most importantly, we need all of you to tell the community of Colorado Springs that Startup Summer 2015 is happening here. Thank you guys.
Great job on time. You want to sit down or you want to stand up?
I don't know.
It's going to be 20 minutes. Your call.
We'll put a chair out and see.
Is there a website?
Oh yes, sir. Here's the to get involved.
Here, I found it.
What did you find?
It's not startup.
Oh yeah, it's a typo.
Don't get mad. Seder.
So it's.
Zaros.
I'm glad I left
Is that like a
something. No, it's a startup. So replace the A and the T.
to it. That was brilliant. You paid attention to the website.
Awesome. Great. Awesome.
You're never going to forget it now.
Cool. So
Questions?
Yeah, we're gonna switch that around.
Startupsummer.com.
You guys have any questions, or like we need people?
Well, I don't have a question, but I just want to say thank you for paying your interns. As a mother of children in college,
Yeah.
it's really hard for these kids to get paid, and
Absolutely.
mine have been doing it for free. Thank you.
No problem. Absolutely.
And good job on getting in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Hey, thanks, brother. Thank you so much.
You're out and about. I guess I have two questions. What are you looking for in speakers, and then how can we best support you guys coming into this? What all do you need specifically from us?
Yeah, so that's awesome. So the first question, just to address, like in this, speakers are going to be talking about the curriculum that we've designed. So anything that has to do with, so if you're a lawyer, if you specialize in market research, if you know the lean startup methods, just basically off the curriculum, that's what we need people to do as the speakers. And then your second question was, what can you do for us? So, I mean, essentially, tell local startups and tell businesses that this is an organization that's going to help stem the economy in Colorado Springs, and it's going to be great for young professionals to come into Colorado Springs. So just tell the
Stay
world.
here. Perhaps, right?
Yeah, and that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal.
What is your criteria for looking at startup companies to use to host an intern?
So the criteria in working with the startup companies.
What
The
criteria?
companies themselves, the startups. Is there any?
Yeah, so they have to be essentially a startup company in 1 to 2 years startup phase. And they're obviously able to pay interns $12 to $15 an hour. That's pretty much it. And go ahead.
Can you
Yeah.
give examples of past successes and maybe what other businesses have come out of the startup summer in Denver and Boulder?
Yeah, so I did not put that on the slide deck because I was kind of trying to direct it towards Colorado Springs, but off the top of my head, I do know that, let's see, so some of the companies that were involved, so I don't have a list in my head, I'm sorry about that, but if you go onto the website, you can check it all out and see the companies that were involved previously. And we're working on putting together sheets that talk about the companies and their success through the organization, through the program, and what they thought about it. So there's feedback from the companies that were involved.
I guess my question is more, did the students who completed the program start their own businesses?
Oh, okay,
Do you
got
have
it.
any examples of those?
Got it. So yeah, that I don't have knowledge on right now. So, but I can totally look for it and get it and make sure that it gets out to the community.
So I'm assuming that the interns work with the businesses in their locations. Is it a full-time position?
Full-time,
Like 8
yeah.
hours a day, 40 hours a week? type
Yes.
thing?
Probably even more than that with these startups, right?
Yeah, that's the
40
thing.
hours.
That's the thing. They're like getting off easy. because 40 hours a week is like awesome. So yes, it is a full-time paid internship for 10 weeks.
How do they match the interns with the specific company? Like, does the company pick the intern? Does the intern pick the company? Or how
Yes,
does
I
that
haven't been
match?
through the process because this is my first year as the program director, and obviously the first year Colorado Springs is adopting the program. But I would imagine that the applicants would be, the companies would know who the applicants were and what they specialize in, what they do, and kind of what they're looking for. And then through that, match themselves up with the companies that really fit their skills.
I'll jump in and say, just because I'm here from Boulder and we've done it a couple times, it's very competitive still for the students, right?
Yeah.
So that's a high caliber students, and then they still have to compete for the internships with the companies.
Yes.
So they kind of choose each other, but it's pretty competitive.
Super competitive, yeah.
There's an interview process.
Yes, there is.
What are your desired outcomes for the students? Like, what do you want to make sure that they accomplish by the end of this internship?
Yeah, so most students, right, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to specialize in innovation, and they don't know how to do it. They don't have the skills to actually launch a company themselves. And this right here is going to put them hand in hand with an actual startup company, and they're going to see exactly what they need to do. And then through teaching them the curriculum, they're going to figure out what steps they need to take and what they need to know to actually launch their own company. So the outcome ultimately would be them being entrepreneurs and successfully owning their own companies.
Are you tracking that, like 6 months afterwards, a year afterwards? What you're tracking?
Yeah, that's something that we all definitely talk about. I'm sure we do, but I'll definitely look into that for sure. Thanks.
I have a question with respect to the pitch night that comes along.
Yep.
We have pitch nights here where we're invited to come on that night after a lot of hard work, on their part. Is your pitch night then open to the general public or other people to come in and see what's going on?
I'm fairly sure. I think it probably will be either in the past. I think it's been in Boulder or Denver, so it'll probably be up in Boulder for the pitch night because it's going to be. I'm not sure if they're going to separate the Colorado Springs from the Boulder from the Denver, or they're going to put them all together. That I don't know yet, but if it is just Colorado Springs, yes, we'll probably have it at a venue downtown, maybe at the Central, Wink. So it'll be open to the community, and then the companies that are involved obviously will be there as judges and put them together.
The type of jobs available at the startups, are they supposed to be related to the management, or it's anything that's there and the person observes? The startups tend to be small and you have an opportunity, even if you're just doing manual labor, to observe how a startup works.
Yeah, so basically it ties into the career. So you're asking what, so there's two questions there maybe. So you're asking what they're going to be,
What jobs will they have?
asked to do? Yeah.
Let's say I have a job and it's sweep the floors and take out the trash.
It won't be there.
But you're involved in the business, you get to see it, and if it's small enough, the owner does that.
Right. So essentially what we want our interns, because it's an extremely competitive program, we don't want our interns sweeping floors and doing that stuff. I mean, that has to happen, but I mean, if these businesses are in the startup phase, what we're going to be putting them in is hands-on market research, like going out, doing research to find the target market, get themselves into, I mean, this, like, based off of the curriculum, that's what we're going to try to teach our interns. And the businesses can, when they're working for the companies, that's kind of what they choose. And we kind of guide them, but we can't tell them what to teach or what the students use in the situation. Sorry if that didn't answer your question.
No.
Kind of got
Makes
that.
sense.
Okay.
Other questions?
What's the benefit to the company?
The benefit to the company is really just getting some top interns that are working with the program, pretty cheap labor, and then also if they do want to hire these students when they graduate, they have access to a network of students that they can hire and get.
Because I just wonder, like, what's the, a startup company has very limited resources.
Yeah, got it.
Put several $1,000s into that they want to get some work out of. In 10 weeks, it's very tough to, in that ramp-up time, to get any sort of benefit out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I mean, I know that there's the benevolency to the community and investing in the community aspect.
Yeah.
But just like, you know, hardcore dollars, if there's something that, you know, they could get a bigger benefit than the money you put into it out of the intern there too. Is there something like that the company can expect out of it?
Out of the program?
Out of the program.
Like monetary or kind of, because
yeah, it's something tangible that they, you know, hey, this is a good thing to do.
Yeah, so that's something that I don't know much about at the moment, but that's something that we need to figure out when getting companies involved.
I think you kind of answered the question there too, is that you're going to be training and doing market research for that target markets.
Yeah.
So I think a company, it sounds like maybe too, like companies are always trying to figure out who is their customer, what they're to, and they just may not have the resources because they're so involved in production or other things there too.
That they aren't able to get out and.
So the company too is like, you know, hey, we want to explore this market, let's find out more about it, and that you could task these interns or these trained to do. Is that give you a benefit there too?
That's definitely a benefit. Yeah, that's definitely a benefit.
Okay. So I suggest you put that in the pitch to the companies and bring it on.
Definitely, yeah, thank you so much. This is like the first pitch ever, so thank you very much.
Do you think that these companies could apply for some kind of grants to pay for these interns?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And would they, do you all have that information?
A network of grants that they can file for? To my knowledge, no, we don't have. I'm sure we do. I mean, we have a lot of connections like Bradfield, Startup Colorado. This is under Startup Colorado. So we have a lot of connections, people that have a lot of money that know about organizations that could invest or give a grant to.
Because I just think that that's $12 to $15 an hour. This would be a lot for a startup to pay out for over 40 hours a week.
It's like $7,000 a student, and it's 1 to 2 interns per company.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys ever do something where another company for a sponsorship pays for the intern in the startup? Or not like an interesting relationship?
Okay, definitely. I'll talk about that. I don't think we have done that before though. I don't think that's ever been done, so that's something that I'll go and.
So let's say market research. A startup company doesn't necessarily have much market research background in what they're coming with. Does this intern that comes in have access to how to do market research appropriately back to the college, you know, greater research capability, anything like that? Or is the intern bringing anything with them other than themselves?
So they're gonna have the program, the lean startup methods, design center thinking. So those are some of the programs that we're gonna use. But what they bring with them, I mean, if they're a student from Harvard, they'll have access to. I don't know if they have their actual programs that they'll have with them that they use to do those market research studies. So that's something that I definitely need to look into and to be able to answer that question. Shane.
I think it's awesome. I think trying to get a software engineer for $15 an hour, even if they're just got a meager set, that's a huge asset. So I think it's a great idea.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah.
And I think that 2 years of education, there could be 2 years of seniors at Ivy League type schools.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Aside from just getting more people involved in your program, are there any aspects of your program that you'd like to see improved or built upon to further help these kids that potentially anybody in this room could help with that we could learn about right now?
So right now, that how we can help these kids is probably just get out there, and whether it's through the planning stage of the startup summer. I'm actually here in Colorado Springs, so if you guys want to come to me and help me get connected with speakers, get connected with startup companies in the area, please contact me, and then we can go from there. And if you want to just kind of like volunteer work just to get the program going, that would be awesome, and that could be very valuable for me.
Cool.
So you mentioned the focus on juniors and seniors at places like Ivy schools. It seems to me like there's probably a great deal of opportunity for those students what about the students who may be at a community college?
We do.
Or haven't taken the college track, but are just as bright and could provide just as much to a small business?
Yeah, that's awesome. So we are reaching out to community colleges as well. So the 4-year, I mean, that was just kind of just for the presentation, even though it's not a requirement, it's something that would help them succeed in the program. As far as marketing out to citizens that are not in school, but they're, obviously seasoned entrepreneurs that want to work this program, that's based off of their application that when they apply, and then their 1-minute videos, like what they've done.
Can I add to Kyle's pitch and say also, if you know bright students here locally, especially young women and young kids of color who you think would be competitive in this process, please encourage them to apply, because we would love to get more youth from Colorado Springs also into the program and hooked up with Colorado Springs companies. So they don't all have to be from national
Well, they may not all get funneled through Startup Summer, right? I think that we're trying to just really, this is just beginning, I mean, there already is a movement, right, of interns being matched with companies locally, and we're just trying to grow that, and we'll continue to grow itself, and there might be, I mean, it doesn't all have to go through Startup Summer, maybe other organizations will just feel inspired and want to hire interns too from local college.
What are the deadlines, application deadlines?
So applications have not gone out yet. Deadline for the application is in February. Yeah, February.
Is that for students?
It's for students. And the application for businesses is probably coming up in January. I mean, I'm sure we could probably take businesses that want to take interns until the last second, but we have to make sure that the program is put together and they're on the list.
So you're only matching enough businesses, you only take as many interns as you have businesses to match?
Exactly.
So you don't have an abundance
But you knew that like going into this, we needed to, in order for Startup Summer, I think to agree to come down here, you needed a minimum of 15. You need to be able to place 15 interns. So some companies can take 2, some are taking 1, but they've got those sort of soft commitments from people just, and that's how Startup Summer decided to come down here and say that, right?
Yeah, and the more the merrier. I mean, if we can blow Denver Boulder out of the water with a whole bunch of Startup Summer interns, that'd be awesome.
So do you need more companies or do you want more companies?
We would love, we need
But I mean,
more companies.
do you have your minimum set, like do you have the minimum number of companies?
At the moment, not 100%
How many more do you need to get to that 15?
100 more. Like, to get to...
That's really ambitious. No, just how many do you need to get to that 15?
So I would say probably, let's see, 6 more. Yeah, we'll go with this. Yes.
How do those interns and businesses apply? Do you go to the website?
Yeah, go to the website, and that's, we're still in the working phase of the website. I mean, it looks good. There's the video. You can read about the program, but the applications will be posted on the website. And then I'm going to be reaching out to businesses in the community, and we're going to put together the business application and kind of just meet face to face, send it to you guys, and get you all set up. Okay, yeah.
All right, I think we're good. I think Shane, you're ready. I mean, I think Kyle addressed a lot of your key points, but we'll let him reiterate them after your question.
Sure, so what can we here in this room do to help you on it that you already told us?
So like I said, guys, if you are a startup company or if you know any startup companies in Colorado Springs that want to take interns and pay them, we need you. If you're looking to sponsor the program, we definitely need you. If you want to teach the curriculum based off of your successes, we need you. And then we just need you guys to tell everybody that Startup Summer is here. Thanks.